Bizfashion Magazine is your one-stop shop for worldwide entrepreneurs, business topics, entertainment, and fashion. And founder Dr. Suzy Tamasy joins me today. Suzy, it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Anna, for having me here. I'm so delighted to be on your show today.
Well, we are delighted to have you because what a life you have lived and all the different things that you've done, and we want to hear about all of them today. So where do you want to start?
Well, I'd like to say that I'm a psychologist.
Yes.
Finally, I graduated last year, so now I can use that PhD.
Congratulations with that PhD.
I was a therapist before, and a breath worker, and a meditation specialist, and also part of fashion industry with a book called Empowered in Heels, which we give a lot of confidence to women and share their true stories. And we're on our 5th series coming out in January.
Wow.
And then I also am editor of Bizfashion Magazine, the one that you mentioned. Yes.
So it's incredible. What incredible achievements you have done.
I know. Very multifaceted.
But that's what makes people interesting. That is what makes people interesting, and that's why you're here, because you're going to talk about all these different things. So can we talk just a little bit about the why behind all of this?
Yes. This is why I'm a therapist today. And I always say a therapist, but I have a PhD. It's because I really want to help women stop that cycle of abuse.
Okay.
I have a bad past. I have a traumatic past. And my father was an alcoholic, and when he drank, he would become violent. And I always said to my mom, why do you put up with it? And we don't really notice that it's actually a pattern that we pick up from young. So if we are in an abusive relationship, the children will pick up on that. So that's why I'm so passionate, and my advocacy is to stop the cycle of abuse. Yeah. And it starts from children and women. So through my therapy, I do breath work and meditation. We do journaling, and we break through that pattern so that they do not fall back into that cycle.
Right.
And then with I used to be a stylist and a designer. I used to employ a lot of the mothers that were going through abuse so that they can go into the work industry and not be dependent on the abusers or going back. Because in shelters, it's known that they get 3 to 4 weeks to have some time in a shelter and then move on to another place. So at that time, imagine your mind having your children and not knowing what to do, and then going back to society and having to start back. So they don't really get that full counseling. So we would come into place and take them with counseling with their children, and the mothers take them to court, give them that support, because I was there. I went through all the court system alone, and it's so nice to have someone to be there to give you that support.
Yeah.
We can't counsel them legally. I do have a couple of paralegals that work with me that can help the mothers, especially if they don't have the finances for lawyers. But at least it can help them and give that confidence.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to switch gears a little bit. That's an incredible story, and thank you for doing what you do to support women in very difficult situations. Can we just go back and talk about the book in Bizfashion Magazine a little bit?
Yes. So Empowered in Heels originated in COVID. I always wanted to do a book. And I kept on procrastinating, and I was so busy. It's not procrastination, it's busyness. And COVID actually gave me that halt to do the book. So in COVID, I ended up reaching out to a whole bunch of 12 authors. And I asked them if they wanted to share their story, and they said yes. So we went ahead and did book number 1, my stories in there. And it really helped me define my puzzle of my life. I didn't understand how I became a pension specialist to become a designer, and how fashion really influenced me. Even in when I was corporate, everyone would come and see what I was wearing because I was very frugal in putting clothing together. So they always wanted to see how I went to the office. So that's how that originated. We are on our 5th series. It's coming out in January, and we're working for our 6th series that we're gathering authors for that one. So if anyone is watching this today and has a true story that they'd like to empower other women with, please contact me.
I have loved our conversation. Very quickly, you have a Movember event. We've got about 30 seconds.
So Movember event is on November 23rd. It is in Mississauga. Please reach out. We wanted to also, because of Bizfashion, everyone comes up to me and say, why do you always have women? Why do you deal always about women topics? So I had to have November as our men's issue, and that's where Movember comes into play. So we want to celebrate men and mental health and cancer. So this is where we're having our Movember event, and we want women to be empowered by wearing suits to support men.
This has been a wonderful conversation.
Thank you so much.
And it is time for our very last break, but stay with us. We're back. We're talking kitchens in a few minutes, so don't go away.
Thank you.